Hi guys, welcome. Long time no see. How is everybody doing? All right, so this is a very quick video. I'm heading to work, and this thing has been always in my mind, and I felt like I needed to talk about it very quickly, briefly, and whatnot. So if you see me looking the other way while talking, it's because I'm looking at the time. I just want to make sure I'm not late. All right, so I wanted to talk about the basketball South Sudanese team versus the USA team. Okay. I know there is a lot of talks that, oh my God, on the US side, who are these people, who are these giants? It was a close call. They were about to beat USA. However, if you guys notice at the beginning of the game, right? You saw the attitude of the US team, right? These are dream team. Like, it's a team that is put together, that they train hard, they work hard, they play hard. If you're a fan of basketball, you'll see that King James and the whole crew, they are amazing. They are basically the best team in the world, right? And they have always been on top, right? And they are used to beating other teams that have been playing basketball for years, right? And if you notice, there was something that I saw making, I guess, not really headlines, making rounds online. They were showing that in 1992, the US team were just competing with nine basketball teams, but now there are over 60 basketball teams that they have to play with to win, right? So, and you can imagine they've been doing that and they've been excellent. Now, when they started playing with South Sudan, you need to watch it. Why am I talking about South Sudan? If you go back to the videos that I did in the beginnings, get to know me videos, I did tell you guys that I'm partly South Sudanese. I'm from a place called Western Equatoria. And that's where you'll find people that look like me. In South Sudan. And if you also want to know, actually, if you go to Wikipedia, I think there is a mention of my tribe, of where we come from, and the tribe, not like where we come from, just explanation of the tribe and our languages and all that and what we stand for. Basically, you will see my name is there with my uncles. They basically mention some of the books that I wrote, and the tribe is only 4 letters: M as in Mama, O as in Oscar, R as in Roger, U as in Union. The tribe is called Moro, M-O-R-U. Sometimes it is spelled M-U-R-U. All right. Anywho, that is just the background, because some of you might start saying, why is she talking about South Sudan? Anyways, I'm talking about South Sudan because if you go to the video that I made, there's a lot of things that I also contributed to the country. And the reason I'm saying that is I remember when we did I was one of the people that actually was in charge of the referendum that took place in 2011 when they were about to, divide the country. I worked very closely with the country director. Basically, I was part of the management team that were helping into voting for the for diasporans that want to vote in making the decision to basically divide the country. And also, if you go to YouTube, you might still find it. I did make a voiceover telling people how to vote in the South Sudan referendum. You guys can find the voiceover of the video where I was showing people how to vote and the voting processes and whatnot. Anyways, that's all beside the point. Just to clear as to why this one is interesting, right? So getting back to the point that I was trying to make is that US is an amazing team. That cannot be taken away from them. They are amazing. They are world class, right? Top of the top, cream de la creme of basketball. How shall they are the what is the most expensive food? Expensive. That is a US team. Why am I using expense? Okay, anyways, back to the point. Don't move. I'm gonna make a point in a moment. So the point I'm trying to make is that when they were coming into the walking into the game, and they were gonna play South Sudan. Some of them probably don't even know where South Sudan is located in the map of the world. They had that, they were just looking down, right? They were like, this is another country again that we're gonna beat and whatnot. And then of course the country surprised them and they played really well. And I just want to say one thing, that the way South Sudan played with the good thing for the US. I'm gonna tell you why. It's actually a good thing for the US because if you are used to winning, right? And then you just gonna relax because there is no challenge. Let me give you guys an example. If you look at some of my videos, I told you that when I was in school, especially when I was younger, from elementary, all through, I've always been on top of the class, right? So I remember when I was in primary school, again, I was still on top of the class. And then the way they do it every term, we will go to the assembly. And of course, the teachers of every class will come to read out the top 10 students. And sometimes there are gifts that can be given out, there are presents, there are awards and all that stuff. So I was used to the fact that every term 1, term 2, term 3, I'm always on top of the class, right? So I was used to, anytime we're at the assembly, the moment they get to my class, even the kids in school knew. When they get to my class, number 1, they'll just say my name. And even some of the kids will repeat it because they are used to it. And then this particular term, I think it was the second term, I was used to, we are going to the assembly. I was used to, of course, they're going to read my name, number 1. But then when they said number 1, they meant it was the name of another student. Holy cow, I was so shocked because I was so shocked. I wasn't prepared. I was so shocked, like I wasn't number 1. I was number 2. And I was like, who is this guy? Holy cow, that gave me a wake-up call, right? So I had to go back. I'm like, man, no more playing, man. Who's this guy? So I tried to know, like, who's this student? When did he join? So I realized that he was a new student that joined from another school midterm. Man, I was so shocked. So when South Sudan was playing with the USA, and South Sudan was leading at least for the first 23 minutes, I think mid-game, I could see the shock in the US team. You know, I could see the shock in the US team because they did not expect it, right? But the reason I'm saying it's a good thing is because now they're gonna pull up their socks and they're actually gonna play really well. If they were planning to slack behind, but I don't think they actually do that, and I don't think that vocabulary is right, what I just mentioned. But anyways, if they are planning not to play well, I'm telling you, US team now, they are going to play really well, really hard, because now they know that there is a real competition. Because they won against South Sudan with only 1 point. So that is more like a draw. So that, in my book, it doesn't really count because it's a draw, right? So, yeah, so I think this is really a good wake-up call, and it's actually good for the US team. But it's also good for the South Sudanese team, knowing that, okay, if we can put pressure on the US team. So, as I was saying, so the game between US and South Sudan, I think it was very beneficial. It is very good for both teams. And I gave you guys an example of, you know, me being on top of my class. Every time we'll go to an assembly, they'll read my name, and I'm always number one for years. And then this one time, I thought I was going to be called number 1, and I was number 2, and I was shocked. I was like, holy cow, who's this person? So I decided now I wanted to know this guy really. I'm like, how does he read, and what notes did I miss, and which assignment did I not complete? You know, I started, you know, working really hard. I wasn't laid back anymore. And that is because I knew there was a competition, right? So with the US team playing with South Sudan, I think it's a good thing for both teams. One, for the US team, now they know there's a competition. They're not just going to sit back and say that, oh, you know, we're just going to play as we should and we're going to win anyways, because now they know there are some giants from the kingdom of Kush coming, right? Some giants are in town. So anywho, right? So I thought it was very good for the US team. They are definitely going to play really well. But it's also good for the South Sudanese team, because now they know that, wow, if we can put pressure on an excellent team as US, that means we are about to make our mark on the world stage as well. So that too is gonna make them play really hard, so that to prove if in the next game they can actually beat the US team, right? So yeah, guys, so that's what I wanted to talk about, and it was a really good game, and I enjoyed all the trending discussion. I saw something about Michael Jordan. I don't know if Michael Jordan actually made that video. I don't think so. I don't think people can record things, unless if he said something and someone recorded him. But Michael Jordan is a competitor, and he's an excellent competitor. I don't think he's going to say anything negative about how the US or how US and South Sudan played. But the fact can be said is that South Sudan definitely surprised everyone. That's a very small country, 13-year-old country, and they are doing really well. And I'm so sure, like, if the founding father was here, if John Garang was here, he will be very, very proud. And also, just moving away from the US, right? Off topic, guys. When we were running the referendum to divide the country, some people are not sure whether should we go ahead with the referendum or should South Sudan stay with Sudan, right? But this basketball actually is making me think that maybe South Sudanese made the best choice for the people, right? Because if they were actually utilizing talent, then this basketball team could have been a Sudan team. But obviously, the government in the north did not really care or give a damn about the people in the south, and they did not even realize that they have talent and or talents in the country to utilize. South Sudanese are very talented in so many different ways. It is just that the civil war, people are saying, why is civil war? Why is civil war? Why was there the civil war? There's a lot of facets of why the civil war happened. But also people are saying, oh, the country doesn't have resources. No, there are resources. Usually if a country has a resource, that's when the resources become as a curse in a way, right? But I was just thinking, I'm like, wow, the country, the main Sudan, before even dividing the country, they did not utilize the talent, because they just looked at the South as people that are maybe useless or have nothing much to offer, or maybe I have no idea, I have no question. But so in a way, like, even though things are still not as ironed out as they should, there's still the human beings, every human beings, if they are properly utilized, properly watered, they grow to become something amazing, whether in terms of talent, whether in terms of being just a great human being, whether in terms of contribution that they can do to their nations, So anyways, yeah, I think I'm just talking nonsense now, so time to log off. So all I have to say is congratulations to everybody that made it to the Olympics. It is very, very busy as usual. I'm busy as usual. So yeah, so some people are saying, oh my God, you are lost, what are you up to? Well, usually when I'm lost is because I'm working on something, right? So I have something cooking very soon, guys. Once it's nicely served, I'll keep you guys posted. Until then, see you all in the next video. Bye.